Are you aware that life is a battlefield? And the battle is between two spirits, two strong spirits, the spirit of good and the spirit of bad. The spirit of good represented by God and the bad spirit represented by the devil. These two strong beings battle to control man. And they are called spirits because you can't see them and you can't touch them. Yet, they are existing. They are actively fighting against each other so that they can control man, so that one of them can control man. The physical man is a medium of expression by these two strong spirits. The essence of this voice note is to take us through a biblical process anchored on John 10 verse 10, which says that the thief cometh but to steal, kill, and to destroy, but I have come to give you life and give it to you abundantly. This is the voice of Jesus talking about another being he called the thief, which means that the other being, which is the bad being, represented by the devil, is a thief. And he's a clever and strategic thief. I call him a strategic thief because this is a thief that can show up before your conception, before my conception, and then still, even before we are formed in our mother's womb and given birth to, there's already a process that he has put in place, a process of destruction. This, at any point the life giver shows up, who is Jesus himself, he gives life in that direction where the thief is already in operation, so that his life of abundance can overtake whatsoever thing the thief has done, is doing, or would do in our lives. None of us is escapable from this. This is a process I would want us to go through. A process whereby whatsoever thing that the thief has stolen, killed, or destroyed must be restored. And is there an ongoing process in us? It has to be stopped. My name is Apostle Winnie. I am a preaching and a healing minister. And I pray that you give us a space in your life, so that we can be able to work together and you see what the Lord will do in order to deal with whatsoever that this thief is doing or has done in our lives, and turn it into something more joyous, what is called life of abundance. The first victim of this thief was Adam. Adam, when he was in the presence of God, there was nothing called thief. But when he offended God and was the other side of Eden, the thief showed up when he had 2 children. And then the thief stole one of the children called Abel through Cain. Cain killed. And then God punished Cain by sending him away as a fugitive and a vagabond. And Adam lost 2 of his children. And by this, his joy was stolen. Now, when his joy was stolen, God in his mercy made him to give birth again to another child in order to replace, in order to comfort him on the 2 children that he has lost. But imagine for a man and a woman who lost 2 of his children. How would they be living together? How would they feel? What do you think will be going on in between them? The thief showed up to kill Abel, to steal away Cain, and he ended up in destroying the joy of these 2 couples. There is someone or a family that this might be describing, someone who may not have known joy after the loss of a close one or something very dear to you. It's been a battle for a long time, and there is no way you can be ever happy again. The Lord is talking to you through my voice now. Allow him. He wants to come and restore. He said, I will give you life and give it to you more abundantly. And on the story of Adam and Eve, the Bible recorded that Adam knew his wife. He bore him the first son called Cain, and then the second one called Abel. The Bible recorded that Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain was a tiller of the ground. God called out these 2 brothers to give him an offering, and each one gave him offering based from their means of livelihood. Cain gave the Lord offering from the fruit of his ground, while Abel brought of the firstlings of his flock. The Bible recorded that God has respect unto Abel and unto his offering and accepted it. And he didn't accept Cain's own. And Cain was very wroth. And the countenance of Cain fell. But God in his infinite mercy went back to Cain again and said, Cain, why are you wroth? And why is your countenance falling? And the Lord continued in the counsel unto Cain. He said, if you did well, I would have accepted your offering, Cain. But now you didn't do well. Be careful, Cain, because sin is already waiting for you at your door. And this sin is desiring to deal with you, but you can rule over it nonetheless. But Cain didn't hear the Lord. He didn't listen. Because if Cain listened to the Lord, he would have known the ultimate truth is telling him the truth. Cain, something is about to happen. I didn't accept your offering. You're feeling bad about it. But listen, you're about to open a door against yourself. But it's not that you can't deal with sin. You can. I've given you power to rule over sin. Be careful. And then Cain did not do anything when the ultimate truth talked to him about this. What is expected of Cain to do? What he would have done is to run to God in prayers and for help. God, I run to you. Please, I don't want to be a victim of this sin. Help me. Help me. Why God sent that warning to Cain was that Cain should come to him for help so that he can help Cain overcome sin. It's not something that man can overcome by his power or his might. So many of us found ourselves in this type of a situation where even though God warned us, still we entered. There are so many ways God can warn us. He can warn us through our conscience. We are doing it or we want to do it. Our conscience tells us, this is bad, don't do it. We went ahead and did it. He also warns us through his word. We know his word, that his word is against it. And yet, we hardened our hearts and went ahead and did it. Even he warns us through people's voices, yet we neglect it. Their parents, Adam and Eve, they are not aware of what is happening amongst the two brothers. The relationship they are having with God is a one-on-one, not through their parents, but to them directly. God was relating. But at the end of the whole thing, it is the parents that bore the consequences. They lost the two of their only children. They had only 2 children, and they lost the 2 of them. One to death, the other one to the consequences of sin. And they are there grieving. Their joy is killed. The enemy has stolen their joy. Who are they looking up to? Who are they laboring for? Where is their joy coming from? At that point in time, they need God to come back to them again. And God really came back to them again in order to give them a consolation child called Shet. At this point, I have to stop. I want us to get some key points here. God made a demand. There was a fulfillment unto 2 people. One did well, one didn't do well. One was accepted, the offering of the other one wasn't accepted. Offense came in. And that offense was nurtured into sin. And from sin, the consequences of sin came out. And death came. Our take home in all this is in Jeremiah 33:3. Despite all, God is not offended in you. He's not offended in me, even when we botched it. As we are grieving, as you are grieving, he also grieves. God is grieving. Who can talk to my son, my daughter? I want to bring him back again. I want to restore the joy back again. And that's why in that John 10 verse 10, Jesus said, I have come to give you life and to give it to you more abundantly. God does not condemn. He does not judge. He is not man. He's not behaving like man. No matter, I say the righteous falleth 7 times and rises up again. He can never cast you out. Even when you offend, his heart is bleeding. Can you open up for him? He wants to heal you. He wants to deliver you. He wants to save you. He wants to restore the joy back to you again. Take a step. Rise up from your ashes. He is calling you to come to him because he is here. He is ready to surprise you. He will give you a pleasant surprise. He said it in his word. I will never leave you or forsake you. Who is even telling you that? That he will never leave you or forsake you? Your creator, God, who has the spare parts of whatsoever thing that the enemy has stolen from you, who can do what he wants to do. No one can successfully challenge him so that he doesn't do what he wants to do. Look at the way he demonstrated his love unto man. He said, while you were yet sinning, he sent his son. He didn't send his son as you are repented. No. He said, while you were yet a sinner, he sent his son. He's not looking for a saint you. He is looking for a sinner you. Get up. Take courage. Come to him now. He is ready to wipe your tears, to deal with the thief, to give your life and give it to you more abundantly. His word said, even when your sin is as black as charcoal, he will clean it up. He will clean you up and make you as white as snow. An example of his love is seen in the life of a woman called Mary Magdalene. Bible says she was caught in the very act. His people, the destroyers, are already armed with the knives, sticks, staves, arrows, bows to kill her because she was caught in the very act. But thank God for saving her life. Because if you come to Jesus, whether accidentally or on your own, he will do what he wants to do. His job is to save, not to kill, not to condemn. The Bible said that the accusers dragged this woman to Jesus in order to find fault with him. I said, the law of Moses said we should kill her. When we get her doing the thing, we caught her red-handed. We are about to kill her. What have you got to say? And what did he tell them? He said, if you know you have not sinned, be the first to cast a stone on her. And all of them walked away. He said, woman, where are they who are condemning you? And the woman said, they are not here again. He said, neither do I condemn you. He can't condemn you, no matter what you did, no matter how serious it is. He is begging you. He is pleading with you. Come to him. He wants to heal you. He wants to deliver you. He wants to save you. Please don't neglect this call. God bless you. You can reach out to us for prayer and counseling on this number